Hey guys, it's Ep57 and welcome back to episode 57 of my Leeds United career mode. Now in today's episode we're obviously just into the January transfer window, so hopefully going to make a couple of new additions to the team. It might be that they sign on pre-contract agreements though at the end of their contracts, because we don't have loads of money to spend in today's episode or in the transfer window. We've only got about just under 100 grand on the wage budget and just under $500,000 on the transfer budget. Obviously we can change that around, but I think it makes more sense to keep it on the wage and try and get in some players for next season. Assuming obviously you want to see the career mode continue next season, I'll have to wait and see what you guys say in the comments below. We'll also be getting rid of some players as well. Inevitably, we've got a very big squad full of some players we don't really need. We've also got two games to play, the first of which against Chelsea, then Liverpool in the league as well, so two really big league matches. We are currently 7th in the league after a good episode last episode. If you didn't see it, then obviously you can click the link below in the description to go ahead and watch it before this one. And we are in a decent position now. We've moved up into 7th position and hopefully can get a couple of wins again today. So before we get into things, if we could go ahead and hit 35 likes on today's episode, I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. It'd be absolutely fantastic. And let's crack on with today's episode. So first of all, we're going to take a look at some of the pre-contract agreement players. We've got some scouting here. These are basically all these players have 6 months left on a contract. The only thing is, I can't approach any of them whilst my squad is still full. So inevitably, we're going to have to get rid of some players. And there's a few that we can get rid of. I've transfer listed a few of them because we don't really need all the players we currently have in this team. But I am going to go through now and go through it properly and show the ones I'll actually transfer list. Okay, so these are the players that I've transfer listed. We've got Hughes in there. A couple of youngsters will be within these sort of players I've listed. Antonsen also, not really used him that much. McNeil, he doesn't really have a very big wage, but we're going to hopefully try and get some money for him. 8.5 million is what he's worth. We've trained him up from the youth academy, so I'm very happy to let him move on, because in game I'm not particularly happy with him. He is an exciting prospect though, according to the game. That's the only downside, but in game I think he's been a bit disappointing, not got involved too much. And we've got quite a few wingers. We also need to get in a couple more though, because we're getting rid of a few. So we'll hopefully get rid of him, get some money in for him, and that's maybe where we can get the money for to try and buy players for this transfer window for the rest of the season. We've also got likes of Hall, Stockdale, Denton, Snodgrass also listed as well. Phillips and Barrow. Barrow's had to be listed. He wants to leave, and the board will sell him for cheaper at some point, no doubt. And yeah, that's basically everyone. We've got a few players listed for loan deals, 1 year, and obviously one there that's a short-term loan. But other than that, everyone else is hopefully going to stay with us. We'll look to add to the team, obviously, as usual, and hopefully come out with a stronger squad than we've come into the transfer window with. I think we're going to have to sit a few days. We won't be able to put any bids in until we've got players going out. Obviously, well, that's down to the budget that we have at the moment, but we'll wait and see what sort of transfer offers we have. And this one is for Bailey Peacock Farrell. It is from, I think, a Spanish club. I'm pretty sure they're a Spanish team. 5.5 million. I don't think that's enough. He's 22 years old, 77 overall. He should be much higher. He should be worth a lot more for me. I think I'm going to go 9.5 million. We do need to get in a couple of goalkeepers, because it looks like Bailey Peacock Farrell's on the way out because he wants to leave. And it also seems like Stockdale wants to leave as well. So we might have to sign a couple of goalkeepers. And I don't think we will sign for Athletic Bilbao, even though they did want to offer me the role at the club. So yeah, we'll continue on, try and see what sort of other bids come in. There's going to be quite a few, I think, for Bailey Peacock Farrell. Another bid, another one that's not quite high enough though. Another bid in, this time from Kiln in the Bundesliga. Again, we're going to ask for the exact same amount. None of them have really come back yet and responded to them. It seems like also we won't be able to get rid of any players or bring in any players before this Chelsea game. So that's a little bit of a shame that the first week will almost just kind of disappear. We've also inquired about Armati, a Leicester City player with 6 months left on his contract. They want 17.5 million for him. It's a lot of money. I'm not really too sure I would ever pay that for him. But he is the sort of player that I need, I think, in midfield. We've got a couple of them sort of players already in there. Obviously, those are the players that really want to wing back the ball. That's exactly why I'm going to try and hopefully sign him. It might be the case I have to sign him on a pre-contract agreement, so he joins at the start of next season. We've also got an inquiry, a similar sort of thing with Remy. Again, 6 months left on his deal. No interest in allowing him to join our team, though. Okay, this is the side I've gone with. We've got Bailey Peacock Farrell starting in goal. I'm going to start these players, I think, anyway, just because whilst we've got them, we may as well use them. And also, if they do leave, then that means that the next time we play a match, we won't be having tired players because they'll have left the club, if that makes sense. So he's going to start this game. Patterson also at right back as well. Justin Dyer and Arvidsson were two centre-backs. Taylor's were left back with Delph and Bridcut in midfield. Barrow and Gray out wide with Vieira in behind Berahino. We're going to start with that, see how we get on. Plenty of attacking options on the bench as usual, and a few bigger names missing out as well, sadly. Was going to give Moreno another shot, but I don't know, it's tempting. He is in form. He is in form. It was tempting. I think we will switch that around, and we'll see how we get on against Chelsea here. Okay, here we go, at Stamford Bridge. I'm not really too sure what sort of team to expect here from Chelsea. It seems like I've got most of the regulars in there. Hazard on the ball here. So it could be a very tough match, this one. We need a really good performance. We need all our players to play as well as possible. We also need a little bit of luck, as I thought I was going to get there, but it didn't quite happen. And I'm after a good performance from Barrow, despite him probably leaving. Same with Bailey Pickett-Farrell. A few of our bigger names want to leave, which is disappointing. But we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to bring in new players, new better players by the looks of it as well. Charlie Taylor having to play it back to the goalkeeper. A little bit risky in the opening 5 minutes there. Delph finds Bridcut into Berahino. That's good. Vieira onto Barrow. This is really good. Barrow's going to play it back. Berahino, fantastic stuff. Didn't quite find the right players at times during the build-up play, but we'll take it. It's 1-0, 23 minutes in, and Berahino gets the goal. We had to kind of go across the box. It's good football anyway, so I don't mind doing it, having to pass across the box. It seems like a little bit of an easy goal sometimes, but when you play so well like this in the build-up, I'm happy to do it. It was supposed to go to Vieira. It finds Berahino, and he just about manages to finish it off. It's 1-0, and it's a good start to the game. Vieira on to Barrow. That's a good pass, actually, from Berahino. He's going to look now to cut it back. Berahino's in there. Oh, he made it 2-0. This is fantastic. A couple minutes later, Berahino's got his second. This could be a very, very quick hat-trick. 2 goals in the space of a couple of minutes. And we're 2-0 up away at Chelsea. That's a brilliant ball in from Barrow on his left foot. This is the reason why I want him to stay, because he does produce very, very well, Barrow. And I think that's 2 assists for Barrow now and 2 goals for Berahino, is it? I think. If I remember the last build-up play correctly. But anyway, 2-0 up. That's great news for us. Now we're going to look to try and push on and continue to get some more goals. Willian, could be 2-1 there. Probably should do a little bit better from that chance. It's poor defending. We've kind of created a chance for them, to be honest. We've given it on a plate. Berahino running through. Ivanovic doesn't have any pace. Berahino does. Can he finish it off? Oh, wow. How has he missed? I think I'm going to have to credit Courtois for the save. I think it is a good save. It's difficult to tell, though, from the angle that we had where that was going. Should have maybe finessed it. And I think it will be 2-0 going into the second half. Not a bad stage to be at, though. Not a bad current scoreline. We will look to add to it, obviously, in the second half. Really dominated in terms of shots. Possession has been fairly even. And we'll keep the team exactly the same. Delph into Vieira. That's brilliant. Vieira. All my days, it's 3-0. That is fantastic build-up play as well. I did not expect that one to fly in. It has done. Vieira on his left foot. I don't know how that one's found the top corner. It's 60 minutes in, and we're winning this game 3-0 against Chelsea. This is unbelievable how we've managed to turn this season around. Just seems to be over like the last couple of episodes. We've somehow managed to get a few wins and go undefeated for a little bit, and just start to play decent football again. Really, really strange. Passing it around Chelsea. There's no stopping that. It's 3-0. Okay, all 3 changes. Now we're going to bring on Diame, Roof and Moreno. We're going to take off Gray, Berahino and Bridcut. The reason why I've done this is because we've got Liverpool in a few days' time. We've got to get a good result there as well. So we're taking off some of the main players. And we're going to still bring on some decent players, to be fair. You know, we've got some fast, strong players coming on here. I was tempted to bring on Chris Wood, but I didn't feel that that would really work. It'd be very much killing off the game with 30 minutes to go. I didn't really want to have to do that, so we're going to go with Roof, continue with the pace going forward, and hopefully nick another couple of goals if we can. I mean, that would be really nice to get some more goals here at Chelsea, and see exactly where we end up at the end of the game. Great chance to hit them on the break here. It's going to be to Roof. Kept himself onside. Does he have enough strength to beat Matic? Roof. Oh, it's not a bad finish, but it's a good save. Diame will try and follow it up, and it's gone in. Is it offside? No, it's not. I think it might have gone off their play. It was difficult to tell. It happened so quickly, but it's 4-0. But Diame claims it, and we'll be able to see it better here. Yeah, it comes off Matic. I actually thought it came off the other player in the box, to be honest, but it's Matic that it comes off and makes it difficult for Courtois to save. It's 4-0, and it's a very comfortable victory in the end. The new substitutes coming on have pretty much kept things exactly the same. We haven't had as many chances, but that's mainly because things have just been a little bit tighter in the Chelsea defence. But other than that, we have continued to play good football, and we're 4-0 up. I have a feeling Matic might be playing centre-back. He does seem to be going very, very deep. I know he's obviously a holder midfielder, but I'm pretty sure that's where he's been playing. That's made things very interesting for our strikers, because obviously he's not a defender, and that's the reason why we've managed to create, I think, so many chances in this game. That's it, we've won the game 4-0. A very, very comfortable victory against Chelsea. Very surprising. I think they had 1 or 2 players changed. Other than that, it was a pretty strong side they put out, to be honest. And the game started off pretty even. And then things just kind of changed as soon as we scored that first goal of Berahino. And it changed massively as well. I don't think they really had a shot in that second half in particular. With 3 points in the bag, that's a fantastic result for us. Hopefully it can be as good against Liverpool. We'll wait and find out. But obviously we've got some emails and transfer-related things to look at before then. Okay, so all these teams coming back about Bailey Farrell, all of them, in fact, not all of them. Okay, they've got Deportive, I think is how you pronounce there, Deportive Alaves. I'm going to try and pronounce it like that, saying they'll pay 9 million, which is a little bit surprising. I wasn't quite expecting them to go that high. Mines I'm just going to reject, 7.5 million. They're clearly not willing to go to a level which I'm after. 9 million, though, it's tempting to get rid of him, purely because I think the board will sell him for even less. So what I think we will have to do, with regret, is, I think, accept the offer and get rid of him. Because he's going to leave either way. It's just going to be for much less, I think. So we'll accept that, see whether they agree personal terms. Because, by the way, you know, it's not that obvious that they will. He's going to obviously have to move country. So he might just say, no, I don't want to go to Spain or wherever it is. But he might decide that he wants to wait for other offers. We'll wait and see, though, what happens over the next few days. Again, move on to some player drills. Get some of these youngsters that we've got from the youth academy going up and overall, hopefully. Not this week, though. Morrison does go up to 75 finishing, which isn't too bad for someone of his overall. Other than that, though, not too many other improvements. He'll have come back and said they'll pay 8 million, but it looks like he has gone... Okay, no, that's somebody else. That's an embarrassment, isn't it? Varro's gone to Everton. The board have just decided to sell him off their own back, and he's gone for 13 million, 9.5 of which we get to keep. Okay, I think he's worth about 18 million, or 17.5, so they're selling for 13. As usual, it's always underneath what he's worth. Very frustrating, but we have some money in the bag now. And, yeah, we're going to have to just deal with it, pretty much. We're going to have to try and sign another winger. We need someone to replace him. You saw in the last game, he plays such a big role in the team, so we need to find someone that's virtually identical to him. I have been looking at a lot of players. I'm scouting a lot of players. This guy from West Brom kind of caught my eye, but he's quite expensive, so maybe we'll look at a cheaper alternative if these scout reports come back and show a decent player. Okay, so we're going to put in a bid for this guy. I think I signed him last FIFA on this Leeds career mode, and we're going to try and sign him again. I'm not too sure what overall he is, so the initial bid's going to be 1.5 million, a fairly sort of reserved bid to begin with. We'll wait and see, though. It might be accepted. I'm not too sure whether he's as good overall. His stats don't look particularly good, but we'll wait on his scout report and his current overall, that sort of thing. We are looking for a left-footed player that can cut in on the right-hand side, so that's kind of what we're after, ideally, but at the moment we haven't managed to find too many players that kind of fit that. Another player that might do is Patrick Roberts. We've scouted him before. They said that he'd cost 7 million when we last scouted him. I'm not so convinced about 7 million. We'll go with 5 million. Again, a lot of money, a big chunk of our budget, but we're going to give it a go, see what they say to that amount. Someone like Redmond would be quite nice, but I think it's just a lot of money, some of these players, that would be nice signings for us. Someone like Bailey as well would kind of fit the bill perfectly, but we don't have 16.5 million. Okay, on to another position that we need, is Pickford. Jordan Pickford, a player that we're going to look at from Norwich. 6 million plus Snodgrass is what we're going to go with. Last time we inquired, which might have been a season ago now, I can't quite remember, it might have been half a season, not too sure, but they said 8 million last time. Snodgrass is worth 2.1, I think. So just over 8 million in total for him. We'll wait and see what Norwich say. It's an initial bid. Again, just kind of seeing what sort of amount they're after. But I think he'd kind of fit exactly what we're after. Other than the fact he's only 6'1", that does put me off a little bit. But other than that, I think he's the sort of goalkeeper that we need to replace Bailey Peacock-Farrell. Other players like Alex McCarthy is another option for us, I think, potentially. I was looking for someone a little bit younger, but to be honest, we just need someone that's good. And he does seem to be 78 overall, 29 years old, 6'4". He kind of fits most things, so he could be another player that, again, we look at. But 8.5 million is a lot of money. And he's obviously got a bigger wage than Pickford as well, so we'll have to deal with that one. Okay, so now on to the game against Liverpool. This is the side I've gone with. I've had to make a few changes. I tried to keep the team fairly consistent, so there's a few players that remain in. I basically kind of switched around, I think 4 players here, maybe 5. So I brought in Anderson, I brought in Roof on the right-hand side, Diame, and we've also got Lewis Cook and Aarons coming in as well. So kind of changed roughly about half the team, because obviously we had a game 3 days ago, so we've had 2 days rest, that's it. So I think the players that have actually started this game will hopefully do a good job, and I can't actually believe they're okay to play, to be honest. But a game against Swansea in a few days' time means that they'll be able to rest then. This is the bench we've got, and it's a little bit changed, so it's a little bit weakened, but still enough options, I think. Calvin Phillips and right there for midfield. And yeah, let's crack on with the game against Liverpool. It's going to be a very, very tough one. This will be much more tough than the Chelsea game, because obviously our team is a lot weaker than the one against Chelsea. So we'll wait and see what happens anyway, and another 3 points should hopefully help us out, because in that last game we obviously got the 3 points, but we didn't actually change anywhere in league position because everyone else won around us. So maybe this one could push us up into the European places. Okay, here we are, another away match for us, this time at Anfield. This is going to be a very, very tough match, I think. Hopefully we can get another performance out of the team like that one against Chelsea. It was really good stuff in that one. Hopefully that can continue into this game. Seems like they've got a strong side at Witsel here on the ball early on. Loses out actually to Diame. But it does seem like they've got quite a strong side out. So hopefully we've got enough in our team to beat them. Roof here looking to play in. Berahino, it's a great start. Oh, what a save by the goalkeeper. Managed to get down and smother that one in the opening 5 minutes. Really quick start from us there. Just the one chance. Couldn't quite convert it, but I'm sure we'll get many other chances if we can play as well as that. Diame to shoot, and it's a second shot in just 5 minutes. Bread cut out to Roof, this is good. Not really been many chances though in the opening 30 minutes. Hopefully one will come eventually, but that one has again broken down. It's kind of got that sort of feeling where there's been probably more bookings than there has been chances, which don't really like, but that is very much the case for the opening 30 minutes of this game. Cook onto Diame, that's much better. Managed to get finally into the box. Berahino takes a touch and somehow scores it just before half-time. That goal's come from nowhere, really. It's not been a great first-half performance from us at all, but we've managed to find ourselves a goal somehow. Eventually got into the box. That's obviously how you score goals. Getting into the box usually is the way, and we've finally managed to get in behind the Liverpool defence. Causing them some issues. Didn't really want to take a touch here. Wanted it first time, but it's through the legs of the defender and past the goalkeeper. It's 1-0, and that should see us go into half-time 1-0 up. Yes, it does. We are winning the game 1-0. We are going to make, I think, one change at half-time because I wasn't really happy with how the midfield played. Liverpool certainly got hold of the midfield much better than we did. So we are going to take off Lewis Cook, who has obviously got booked as well, and I think we'll bring on Calvin Phillips. Hopefully to try and freshen up the midfield a little bit, but try and get a hold of it a little bit more as well. Lewis Cook hasn't managed to do that in the opening 45 minutes, so a chance for Calvin Phillips here. Aarons into Phillips. Now onto Breadcut. He's going to play it back to Calvin Phillips. What's his shooting like? Not too bad. Didn't quite manage to find the corner. It was always going to be difficult, but it's not a bad strike from that range. Oh no, it's a good one for Liverpool. Good save by the goalkeeper. Had to clear it. Let them have a shot there far too easy. Should have cut it out with the defence. Didn't manage to happen on the attack here. Not too many options. It's fallen nicely for us. Berahino needs an option from Roof. Can we get an across maybe? Yes, we have actually. Diame. Oh, it hits the bar and he can't get the rebound. Such a close one there though from Diame. Decent header. Okay, the final two changes now. Abraham and Wright to come on. We're going to take off Diame and Berahino. It's tempted to bring on Moreno, but I think we'll go with Wright just playing behind Abraham. He can play centre attacking mid and does have fairly decent stats. I just need to give him, I think, a little bit more game time. He's only 71 overall, but he should, I think, be higher given the stats that he has. So let's wait and see what sort of performance we get from him in the final 20 minutes. Klein getting forward brilliantly, goes for the shot. A little bit surprising, actually. I was expecting to put it just in the corridor of uncertainty. Didn't quite do that, though. And they do have themselves a corner here, Liverpool. Oof, good save by the goalkeeper. Feels like we're further in the lead than we actually are. I'm not really playing it as if we're only one goal in front. I'm kind of just playing it as if we've got a decent advantage. But I feel fairly confident that we'll go on to win this. But you never know with this game. We're hitting on the break here. And we could actually add to the lead. Aarons looking for the cross into Abraham. And again, couldn't quite get there, Abraham. Little bit... oh, God. Wait, Abraham... He has done. He's got there this time. I was about to say a little bit unsure about Abraham, his performance, to be honest, because when he comes on and when he starts, he doesn't really seem to be that great. He's got himself a goal here. It's more of a case of the right place, right time. It's a comfortable finish, and it is 2-0. We've managed to secure the 3 points, I think, here, just from a good bit of winning back of the ball, but I'm a little bit too unsure about him at the moment. Don't really know what to make of him. That's it. We've won the game 2-0. A clean sheet for us again against a big team, and we've beaten Liverpool here 2-0. another away win. Unbelievable stuff from us. Another 3 points as well. Hopefully that this time moves us further up the league. Let's just hope it has. Okay, that puts us up into the European places. That's 5th position now. Same amount of points as Arsenal, just ahead of them on goal difference. We've actually scored 30 goals, which is joint top. That is very, very good, 30 goals. Well, that's obviously come as a result of the win against Chelsea, I think. And we've only conceded 20, which again is pretty decent given how everyone else is doing in a similar sort of position. So very, very happy with that at the moment. Liverpool just above the relegation zone. Just 4 wins from 20 games. So they're not doing so well. Man City are top though by 8 points. So we're a long way off that, I think. I can't see us doing that, but the aim was to try and finish in the top half of the league. We're certainly doing that at the moment. Moreno's coming in here and saying he's happy with his role at the club. It's understandable. He might get a bigger role when, well, I suppose he might actually get a bigger role now that Barrow's gone, but we'll wait and see what happens. We were looking to try and sign another winger, but I'm not really too sure what's going to happen about that. We'll wait and see in the next episode. I'll let you guys have your say in the comments below. And transfer talks are broken down between Bailey Peacock-Farrell and obviously the Spanish team that came in for him. I had a feeling that might happen. I said that before the game, and it has happened. Obviously, not too keen, I don't think, to move abroad. McNeil's saying about Barrow's spot, he hopes he can take that spot. I'm hoping he can leave, to be honest. I'm not too impressed with him in game, and he's obviously worth a little bit of money. Birmingham City coming back and saying they'll accept 1.6 million for him. I think our bid was 1.5. It was something around there anyway, so it should be accepted hopefully in the next couple of days. And what will we have here? Transfer offers in, and it's for Demarai Gray to begin with. 6.5 million from Real Betis. We will reject that one. Not too interested in getting rid of Gray. Quite happy with him. He's not one of our better wingers. Not really too sure who does stand out, to be honest, in the winger position at the moment. But certainly not looking to get rid of him. We've got Leon coming in, though, to sign Bailey Peacock-Farrell along with Kiln, who we obviously didn't respond to before the game. We'll ask for 9 million. I think that's what we'll go with now. Hopefully some teams will come in for him and be happy to pay 9 million. I think Leon might actually pay 9.5, so we'll go a little bit higher for them, but we'll wait and see exactly what happens in the next episode. Birmingham accepting that £1.5 million bid. Maybe a little bit risky to sign this guy because he might not be as good as he was last year. I know he's about 75 overall, I think we got him to, or around there, and he was quite a young age at that point. Whether he's that good this year, not too sure. We'll wait on the scout report before we make any decision on him. But we will continue on with the contract. Patrick Roberts worth 6.5 million. It's an interesting one. They wanted 7 million last time, so it's nice that they've lowered that for us. I think we will go for 5.8. And obviously, if you have any suggestions about what sort of players you'd like me to try and sign in the next episode, then don't forget to leave them in the comments below, and I'll read and reply as usual. Same as if you want to like pick the team for the Swansea game or something like that in the comments, and I'll look at it and see what sort of players you'd like me to include. It will be a changed team though, by the way. Wow, okay. 25 million from Arsenal for Berahino. 60 million? Sounds about right, I think. Norwich come back and saying unacceptable. They are interested in the player. They want 11.1 million on top of that, though. Not something I was looking to spend on Pickford. Not really, anyway, unless obviously we're getting a decent chunk for Bailey Peacock-Farrell. So we'll go with 7.5 to begin with. And Pontus Jansson is back. That's fantastic news. Well, that is everything for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could go ahead and hit 35 likes, then I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. It'll be absolutely fantastic. Don't forget to hit the little bell button as well next to it, so you can stay up to date for when I do upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.